In the last decade, astronomers have collected data that suggests the laws of physics are being ignored. A silent object moved as if propelled by alien technology. A million galaxies are being dragged toward an unseen void, and right now, a mysterious swarm of objects is using our solar system as a slingshot. This is not astronomy. This is a terrifying, coordinated event. The first visitor, a cigar from beyond it, arrived like a whisper in the cosmic wind, yet moved with the impossible speed of a stone skipping across a gravitational ocean. For 4 days in October of 2017, the object was just a smear of light in the Hawaiian night, a tiny, erratic blip that should not have been there. It was the moment astronomers realized they weren't just observing the neighborhood anymore, they were watching a traveler from an entirely different star. The object, first spotted by the Pan-STARRS telescope, was immediately a problem. It came screaming toward the sun, not from the serene, distant Oort cloud of our own system, but from the darkness of interstellar space. Designated One-Eye, Oumuamua Hawaiian for scout or messenger, it was the first confirmed interstellar visitor humanity had ever observed. Its speed was so prodigious, and its trajectory so peculiar, that it defied the natural explanation of having been weakly tossed out by a passing star. It had been intentionally hurled. But the real mystery wasn't its origin, it was its shape and its conduct. The best observations suggested it was bizarrely elongated, perhaps 800 meters long and only 80 meters wide, a cosmic cigar, or a flat, tumbling pancake. Furthermore, Oumuamua showed no sign of a cometary tail. It was an anomaly that should have generated a vast plume of gas and dust as solar radiation evaporated its ice, yet it sailed silently past the Sunday. Then came the true impossibility. As Oumuamua left the gravitational grip of the sun and began its slingshot out of the solar system, it inexplicably accelerated. It sped up as if something invisible was gently pushing it from behind, applying a sustained force completely unaccounted for by gravity. The change in velocity was tiny but undeniable, leading to a frenzy of contradictory scientific papers. Was it the light pressure of the sun pushing on a porous light body? Was it a bizarre cocktail of nitrogen or hydrogen ice melting without a visible tail? Or was the acceleration not natural at all? The most radical yet statistically sound theory was proposed, that Oumuamua was not a natural object, but a piece of alien technology, a derelict solar sail, or perhaps a ship using the sun's radiation pressure to change course. This was not the stuff of fringe belief, but a serious consideration driven by the object's utterly strange behavior. It was too long, too fast, too silent, and too responsive. It moved like a piece of carefully crafted machinery, not a random lump of rock. The implications of this first messenger were world-altering. Our solar system was not the isolated, safe harbor we believed it to be. It was, instead, a cosmic shipping lane. Oumuamua, the first, left a terrifying clue. It moved with intention. And that brings us to the next visitor, 3I Atlas. If Oumuamua was merely the initial scout, the strange acceleration was a warning sign. What if the same mechanism that propelled the first messenger is now closing in behind the latest, suggesting that the chaotic organized fleet is not just following, but is being directed? The ghost ship of the outer darkness. For millennia, the comet was not a predictable chunk of ice. It was a cosmic omen, a fiery scrawl across the night sky, bringing terror and portents of war. But after Edmund Halley charted its steady loop, a deeper truth remained hidden. This ghost ship of the outer solar system moves on a forbidden path, defying the rules of its own home. The standard inhabitants of our planetary neighborhood, from Earth to the gas giants, all travel on a relatively flat, predictable plane. They spin in the same counterclockwise direction, a neat traffic pattern established 4.5 billion years ago. Comet Halley, however, is a chaotic rebel. It moves in a retrograde orbit, spinning backward against the flow of every major planet, a massive snowball traveling upstream against the cosmic current. This backward path is our first clue that our solar system is not the isolated collection of objects we assume. Halley's orbit is highly inclined tilted at 162 degrees, meaning it plunges almost vertically from the depths of space before swinging around the sun and making its improbable escape. It behaves like a foreign body that was captured by the sun's gravity, but never truly integrated into the family. The physics required for a comet to attain such a retrograde, tilted orbit are immense. It takes the gravitational influence of something unimaginably vast, something far out in the Oort cloud or even beyond, constantly tugging and disturbing the trajectories of these icy remnants. This unseen force doesn't just nudge objects, it entirely flips their paths. Halley, with its average speed of 70,000 miles per hour, is merely the most famous victim of this disturbance, returning every 75 years. But astronomers have identified many more, a whole population of long-period comets whose highly inclined and retrograde orbits paint a picture of a solar system boundary constantly being harassed. This chaotic movement is the very mechanism that makes the incoming gravitational collection behind 3I Atlas so unnerving. If a stable, recurring object like Halley can be forced into a backward tilted orbit by the influence of the outer darkness, then the highly erratic trajectory of a new visitor like 3I Atlas suggests the gravitational engine at work is even more powerful and perhaps closer than we think. The ghost ship of the comet always returns, but its backward path is a chilling reminder that something vast and powerful lurks on the fringe, capable of dictating the movement of objects in the outer solar system. The cosmic shadow of the impossible sphere. Imagine a star, burning steadily for millions of years, suddenly and violently winking, as if a vast, celestial eye were blinking. This is the impossible behavior of KIC 8462852, a star in the constellation Cygnus over 1,470 light-years away, and it may be one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in modern cosmology. Discovered by citizen scientists analyzing data from the Kepler Space Telescope, this star appeared normal, yet its light curve was a catastrophic contradiction. Stars dim slightly when a planet passes in front a predictable dip of perhaps 1%. Tabby's star, named for its discoverer Tabitha Boyajian, dimmed by as much as 22%, and it did so erratically and for long, unpredictable periods. Whatever was blocking the light was colossal, disorganized, and completely defied planetary physics. Initial attempts to find a natural cause were frantic. Was it a massive comet cluster? Calculations quickly eliminated this. A cluster capable of blocking a fifth of the star's light would have generated a monumental cloud of infrared radiation as it heated up, yet none was detected. Was it a planetary collision? That would be a one-time event, and the erratic dimming continued. The only conclusion that matched the data was that the occlusion was caused by something vast, non-uniform, and cool. This led to the most dramatic, yet simplest hypothesis: alien megastructures. The concept suggests an advanced civilization, seeking to harness the entire energy output of its star, had constructed a massive network of collectors, a Dyson swarm, a colossal cluster of panels or machinery built in tight orbit. If this is true, the 22% dimming is not a natural event, but an industrial anomaly, the visual evidence of a civilization at work on a truly galactic scale. This is not a single, isolated ship like Oumuamua, but an organized technological cluster so enormous it dwarfs anything we can imagine. The light curve of Tabby's star is a profound message. It hints at the existence of purposeful, non-random clustering in the universe. If a constructed Dyson swarm can exist so far away, it suggests that the mysterious, closing organized fleet behind 3I Atlas may not be a random debris field. Instead, it might be something organized, something intentional, and something far more engineered than we are prepared to face. Planet 9, the gravitational shepherd. Beyond the tranquil orbit of Neptune lies a region so vast and cold, it might as well be another star system, and in that crushing darkness, something massive is operating in silence. It is not a star, but a gravitational phantom whose unseen hand is shaping the movements of every object near the solar system's edge. For years, astronomers scoffed at the idea of a Planet X as fringe myth. Yet, they were forced to observe a troubling anomaly in the Kuiper belt. Objects there, the extreme trans-Neptunian objects like Sedna, behave in ways they should not. They don't orbit randomly. Instead, they move on highly eccentric, clustered paths, their farthest points all pointing toward the same region of the sky, as if tethered by an invisible rope. The clustering is statistically improbable, with a chance of roughly 7 in 100,000 of being accidental. The only logical explanation is the presence of an enormous, unseen planet often referred to as Planet 9, a world perhaps 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, orbiting the Sun at an extreme distance. Its sheer mass and distance mean it has never been directly observed, yet its gravitational signature is as clear as a fingerprint on glass. Planet 9 acts as a gravitational shepherd, its presence dynamically organizing the small, icy objects into a specific, ordered cluster. It is the engine that generates this orbital chaos, dictating where and how these remote bodies can travel. If Planet 9 is actively confining and directing its own cluster of icy bodies, then any interstellar visitor like Oumuamua or 3I Atlas entering our system's outskirts would immediately fall under its colossal gravitational influence. The strange trajectories and unexpected acceleration of these incoming messengers could, in fact, be the direct result of a close, chaotic encounter with this dark, unseen world. Is Planet 9 a natural bouncer or the first step in the swarm's funneling system? The heartbeat of the distant galaxy. It is a signal unlike any other, a flash of energy that travels billions of light-years, compressing more power than the Sun produces in a year into a single, but po, millisecond long pulse. For a time, these fast radio bursts, FRBs, were treated as single, dramatic cosmic hiccups. Then, in 2016, astronomers heard the second beat. The scientific community initially dismissed FRBs as noise or errors in equipment. The first clue that these flashes were not accidental came with the discovery of FRB 121102. Unlike its predecessors, this source didn't just flash once, it flashed repeatedly, dozens of times, with irregular, powerful pulses. This repetition immediately shifted the burst from a random explosion to a potentially sustainable, cycling mechanism. The universe was sending us a rhythmic signal. The sustained repetition suggests one of two high-stakes scenarios. The first, and most favored by astronomers, is the magnetar model, a type of neutron star with a magnetic field so powerful it generates starquakes that could power these short, sharp, repeating pulses. It's a terrifying natural engine, but it is technically plausible. The second scenario forces an existential confrontation that the heartbeat is intentional. If the source is not a natural starquake, but a deliberate technological beacon, then the repeating pulses are being generated by an advanced civilization. The energy required to beam such a pulse across 3 billion light-years is unimaginable, suggesting a technology necessary to guide entire fleets or coordinate a complex, intergalactic action. When we consider the mysterious gravitational collection closing in behind 3I Atlas, the implication of the repeating FRB becomes clear. Whether the source is a supercharged magnetar or a technological construct, the existence of such a powerful rhythmic mechanism proves that organized, high-energy clusters are a reality of the cosmos. If these repeating pulses are a form of navigational beacon, could they be the very thing coordinating the trajectory and arrival of the next great fleet of interstellar objects? The hidden hand of the universe. The universe should be expanding equally in all directions, a predictable stretch of space and time since the Big Bang. But when scientists charted the movement of colossal galaxy clusters, they found a jarring, impossible anomaly. A significant portion of the observable universe is being dragged by an unseen hand toward a single, incomprehensible point. This gravitational imbalance is known as the dark flow. It's not a gentle drift. It's the coordinated movement of enormous structures, clusters, containing thousands of galaxies, all flowing together at speeds of roughly 2 million miles per hour. The scale of the movement is staggering, affecting the deep field up to 3 billion light-years away. Imagine our cluster of galaxies as a fleet of ships sailing a perfectly calm sea. Suddenly, the entire fleet is dragged rapidly toward a single point over the horizon, as if a colossal river is pulling the entire ocean. The dark flow is that river. The flow points toward a region of space that is currently beyond the horizon of our observable universe. In simple terms, something immensely massive and powerful is out there, yet it's so far away that the light from it hasn't had time to reach us. It sits in the darkness, a gravitational ghost, and it is pulling on everything we can see. To generate such influence, the object responsible must be a structure of unimaginable scale, perhaps a remnant of the early universe. It's an aggregation of mass so concentrated that it is effectively the most colossal gravitational collection in existence. An interstellar object, especially one exhibiting a strange trajectory like Oumuamua, would not be traveling randomly. It would be surfing the currents of the dark flow, following the gravitational slope of the largest structures in the universe. If 3I Atlas is moving into our system, and if a cluster is following it, are their paths not determined by chance? They are being dictated by the invisible scaffolding of the universe, suggesting the celestial objects are merely messengers, their trajectories a map drawn by the most enormous, unseen concentration we have ever detected. The local bubble and the galactic veil. We like to picture our solar system as a lonely vessel sailing through the open void. The reality is far stranger. For millions of years, the Earth has been traveling inside a colossal, invisible cavern, a superheated volume of gas that shields us while simultaneously acting as a veil. This cavern is the local bubble, a cavity of super-hot, low-density plasma, roughly 300 light-years wide, carved out of the interstellar medium by multiple ancient stellar explosions. Our Sun, Earth, and all the planets are currently located near the center of this bubble. The local bubble acts as both a protection and a trap. It shields the solar system from high-energy cosmic rays, but the bubble itself is a dynamic, shifting environment. It is not empty, it is filled with a local interstellar cloud, a cooler, denser wisp of gas that is constantly feeding into the cavity. This cloud is the material through which objects like 3I Atlas and its trailing cluster must travel. The local bubble's chaotic interior creates gravitational and electromagnetic perturbations, subtly altering the trajectories of interstellar objects. It can act as a natural filter, hiding or distorting their movement, effectively placing a veil between us and the rest of the galaxy. The speed of this local gas is a key factor. The entire local interstellar cloud is flowing past the Sun at around 58,000 miles per hour, generating a constant pressure on the outer reaches of our solar system and compressing our heliosphere. If the gravitational collection closing in behind 3I Atlas is composed of fragmented ice or porous material, the passage through the local bubble would cause turbulence and erratic behavior. The subtle non-gravitational effects detected on Oumuamua might have been the direct result of the object navigating the complex magnetic fields and turbulent gases of this galactic bubble. It's a colossal veil through which the swarm is currently passing, masking the true number and organization of the objects that will soon break through into our inner system. The invisible scaffold of the cosmos. Every spiral galaxy should be tearing itself apart. Every star on the outer rim should be slingshotting away into the void. Yet, they don't. The visible universe is only 5% of the total, and the remaining 95% is an invisible, unknown substance holding everything together. This unseen scaffolding is dark matter, and its presence is the single greatest mystery in modern physics. We cannot see it or touch it, but its gravitational signature is undeniable and dominant. The proof is in the rotation of galaxies. Stars on the outer edges are orbiting at the same speed as stars near the center. This is physically impossible unless there is a massive, invisible halo of material lending it the extra mass. Imagine the galaxy as a massive, spinning pizza dough. Without dark matter, the edges would fly off instantly. Dark matter is the hidden, gravitational glue, forming a vast, invisible net that catches and guides everything. It forms a vast, intricate cosmic web, an interconnected, three-dimensional structure of filaments and nodes that acts as the hidden skeleton of the cosmos. Visible galaxies, stars, and planets are merely dust particles that have settled along the densest parts of this unseen structure. When we consider the movement of interstellar objects, this invisible collection is everything. The trajectories of objects like 3I Atlas are not simply determined by visible planets. They are being guided and directed by the largest, most dominant mass in the local universe, the dark matter halo itself. Could the strange paths and the inexplicable acceleration observed in Oumuamua be the direct result of a chaotic interaction with a local clump within this invisible web? This hidden fleet is the ultimate cosmic architect. The mysterious swarm closing in behind 3I Atlas may not be a cluster of follow-up comets or debris. Instead, the object's path could be a perfect map of the dark matter itself, indicating a dense node or a gravitational stream that is actively funneling interstellar objects into our system. The real swarm is not visible, but its influence is the only thing truly defining the cosmic traffic. The gravity well of the impossible sunset. Imagine standing on a world where the sun never truly sets, where the sky is illuminated by as many as 6 stars pulling at your orbit. Conventional physics states that any object in such a chaotic, multi-star system should be gravitationally ejected in short order. This is the reality of a planet known as PH1b, a world of impossible stability that proves complex stellar collections can be the origin points for the most bizarre cosmic travelers. This exoplanet orbits a single star, which is itself part of a binary star system. That binary system, in turn, orbits a separate, more distant binary pair. Furthermore, later observations suggested two additional, faint stellar companions, effectively making PH1b a planet in a complex, six-star system. For a planet to maintain a stable orbit in such a chaotic environment is a statistical improbability. The combined gravitational influence should perturb the planet's orbit until it spirals into a star or is violently ejected into the interstellar void. Yet PH1b remains, a testament to an unexpected stability within extreme gravitational turmoil. In our solar system, stability is achieved through simple two-body mechanics. In the PH1b system, gravity acts as a constant, swirling, three-dimensional swarm of competing forces. The complexity of its environment demonstrates that clustered, high-density stellar regions can, counterintuitively, breed order. This finding is crucial. We tend to assume that interstellar objects must be ejected from simple, isolated star systems. But the existence of PH1b shows that objects can be born and then violently expelled from complex, highly populated stellar clusters where gravitational ejections are far more frequent and powerful. Could the immense velocity of the incoming fleet be the accumulated acceleration of repeated gravitational encounters within a dense cluster of multiple stars, a true stellar swarm that has finally spat out its messengers? The gravity well of the impossible sunset proves that a powerful, clustered trajectory like the one following 3I Atlas is not only possible, but is likely the calling card of a gravitational collection far denser than we ever imagined. The trajectory and the unseen hand. The first messenger, Oumuamua, left an unmistakable clue that something vast was at work. Now, the next great interstellar visitor, Comet 3I Atlas, has presented us with its trajectory, a path that is not random, but one subtly angled by a pull we cannot fully account for. The moment of truth has arrived. The mysterious gravitational collection is not following 3I Atlas, it is guiding it. Discovered in 2020, Comet 3I Atlas was confirmed as the second ever interstellar comet. Its velocity of roughly 111,000 miles per hour, combined with its specific angle of approach, indicates that it is not simply falling into our system by chance. Its path suggests it was gravitationally shepherded by an enormous unseen structure long before it ever left its home galaxy. When astronomers calculate the exit path of 3I Atlas, the direction it will travel once it slingshots past the Sun, they find a truly unnerving pattern. Its trajectory is not aimed toward a diffuse, empty region of space, but rather toward a specific, gravitationally dense cluster in the constellation of Camelopardalis. This region is home to several ancient globular clusters and other large accumulations of mass. This alignment suggests the entire phenomenon is not one of random expulsion, but of immense, long-range gravitational capture. The objects, Oumuamua and 3I Atlas, are not interstellar refugees. They are the initial fragments of a distant, colossal accumulation of matter. The unseen hand is not pushing them from behind, it is pulling them forward, and their passage through our system is simply a way station on a directed path. The swarm, then, is not composed of objects chasing 3I Atlas, but of countless other interstellar bodies following the exact same gravitational slope. If the calculations hold true, 3I Atlas has successfully crossed a cosmic slipstream generated by that colossal gravity well. Does this mean the mysterious fleet is not behind the comet, but is waiting for it at its predetermined destination? This realization transforms the celestial mystery from a singular event into a systemic pattern. We are observing the leading edge of a galactic concentration that has been subtly gathering and directing interstellar material for billions of years. The subtle deviation in 3I Atlas's path is the only map we have, confirming that it is being funneled. We started with a cigar-shaped scout, moving with intention. We charted the rhythm of a galaxy beating like a drum, and realized the invisible threads of the universe, the dark flow and dark matter, are guiding us all. This isn't random. The swarm is not chasing 3I Atlas. It's simply following the map the comet helped us draw. The question is, what happens when the map runs out? and the destination arrives. If you want to keep tracking the terrifying, coordinated events in the cosmos, hit that like button and subscribe. Let us know in the comments below, which one of these cosmic mysteries is guiding the mysterious swarm?